everybody, this is Dr. Woolner, and in this video I want to answer one of the most common questions that I get as a chiropractor, and that is, what's causing my low back pain? Low back pain is extremely common. I see a lot of patients for low back issues, and although there are a lot of different causes behind low back pain, I wanted to share with you in this video some of the most common causes behind low back pain. So first and foremost, muscles can be a really common cause behind low back pain. We look here at some of the superficial muscles, and as we kind of peel away some of these layers, we look here just a little bit deep. You have collectively what are known as your paraspinal muscles, and these muscles run parallel to the spine, and these can oftentimes generate a lot of pain in the low back when you get either acute injuries to these muscles where they tear, or even repetitive stress and strain or poor posture can also cause problems in these muscles and can irritate them to the point where they can generate a lot of pain in the low back. So muscles is a real common cause behind low back pain. But as we move a little bit deeper, we see that oftentimes the bones and the joints can also cause low back pain. And also the ligaments that attach these bones and joints. And so what happens a lot of times, we see patients who have issues where either the bones and the joints have become restricted and aren't moving correctly, or they've become misaligned. And in either of those instances, that can cause irritation and inflammation in throughout those bones and joints and can generate a lot of pain. You see here right in this area here, these are some of the more common joints that can get affected. And these joints here actually have pain receptors in them, and if they get pinched, irritated, or move incorrectly, that can also generate pain in the low back. And that's a very common cause behind low back pain. Like I said, the ligaments are actually what attach bone to bone, and you have a lot of ligaments in the low back, and when those get injured, those also can cause pain. And so for those who may or may not be aware, the difference between a sprain and a strain is pretty simple. A strain is damage or irritation to the muscles. A sprain is damage or irritation to the ligaments. And so typically strains take longer to heal because ligaments don't have nearly the same amount of blood supply that muscles do. So one of the other common causes behind low back pain is irritation and or compression of nerves. And as you look here, your spine is comprised of these bones here. You have these discs in between the bones, and these discs act like shock absorbers, and they also act like spacers for these nerves that travel out. So you see, if we were to kind of peel away the bones and get down to the nervous system, your spinal cord travels through the spine, and from the spinal cord you have all of your nerves, and these nerves control every part of your body. And so when these nerves get irritated, and they get irritated through compression or abnormal movement or misalignment of these vertebrae, or sometimes the discs themselves can rub up against or irritate these nerves, and that can generate a lot of low back pain. And a lot of times one of the most common nerves that gets impinged through a variety of different ways is the sciatic nerve. And we've heard that term before. Most people have heard the term sciatica. That's a nerve-related form of low back pain and leg pain. And so these are some of the most common causes behind low back pain. One of the most serious is, like I had mentioned, is when you get injuries to the discs. These discs, like I said, are like sponges or like shock absorbers in between the vertebrae or the bones of the low back and the mid back and the neck. And injuries to the discs can result in a disc bulge or a herniation, and when that happens, it can irritate these nerves and can cause a lot of pain throughout the low back and throughout the spine. And so one of the ways in which chiropractors can help people with low back pain is through chiropractic adjustments or manipulation. And essentially what we do in that with chiropractic adjustments or manipulation is we help to facilitate either proper movement throughout the low back, or we help to reposition or realign the vertebrae or the bones in the low back that have become malpositioned or what we call subluxated. A subluxation is essentially misalignment or dysfunction in the low back. And so these are some of the most common causes behind low back pain. Hopefully this has been informative and helped you to answer some of the questions that you might have about low back pain. We treat a lot of low back pain at our clinic, and these are typically the most common reasons why people experience low back pain.